a deck list that's pretty well suited for this meta. I don't have all the cards in person, so I thought that it would be easiest for me to just come to you on EDO Pro and show you what I have for my deck list for Dragon Link. Now, I recently just shared a video of a combo video for Dragon Link, but I actually made some changes to my deck since then, and I just wanted to bring you the most up-to-date version of the deck, so that way you might be able to use it at in your competitions as well. So let's just jump right into this. I'll just go card by card, kind of discuss what I'm going for here. Some of the stuff doesn't really make a whole lot of sense right now, but it can easily be switched out. So first of all, pretty standard Dragon Link lineup on the top side here. One Apsarauda Dragon, three Rocket Tracer, one Rocket Recharger, one Rocket Synchron, Black Dragon, White Dragon, Levianeer, Brotar. I would say that these 10 cards are mandatory. You could drop the Rocket Synchron if you were going to play a different engine and you weren't going to play something like Hot Red Dragon, Archfiend Abyss. But it's a nice, little extension there, so you can go into those, those rank or level 10 synchros. And it's another card that's searchable off a Rocket Tracer. And continuing this, you can target cards in your graveyard and special summon them when this card is a normal summon. So even just that effect, it's a nice little extender piece as well. Obviously, Rocket Recharger is one of the best level 4 rocket monsters. A lot of people like Silver Rocket or Magna Rocket Dragon, but Rocket Recharger has the best extension effect, and it has the highest defense stats. So I usually run that. If you're playing a 50 or 60 card list, I would consider running 2 Rocket Recharger and maybe even another Rocket Synchron, but I definitely would play this lineup for the Dragons. I think Black and White, Levianeer, and Brotar are pretty self-explanatory. It's pretty hard to play a good Dragon deck without playing the Chaos package there. Tied into that, we have these spells and traps here. Monster Reborn, that's one that's kind of like a flex spot. I like to have the little extra extension. If you have it in your opening hand, it makes it easy to keep extending your combo. If you have it in a follow-up hand or you draw it off the top, you can bring back something, like a Chaotic Ruler or a Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss. Something that's been destroyed, you can bring it back. You can also yank monsters out of your opponent's graveyard, which can sometimes not only help you extend your plays, but also slow down their plays that they're trying to make out of the graveyard. So it's pretty worthwhile to play it, I would say. But I understand if you want to play something else instead of that. So I would consider this a flex spot here. One Dragon Ravine, I think, is mandatory. 3 Quick Launch is mandatory, and I think those are all pretty self-explanatory. They're part of the typical Rocket Dragon Link combo, so you kind of have to have those. And then I play 3 Chaos Space with the Chaos package in here, as well as most of your monsters being light or dark. I think that it's just too good of a card to not include to extend your plays or to cycle through your deck if you don't draw into great cards. So, even if you're only going to play a couple of these, I would still suggest having them in your deck. I have never drawn them and been upset or not been able to use at least one of them. Obviously, drawing multiples isn't always the best, but I would rather be able to see one than not see any of them. So 3 Chaos Space, 3 Noctivision Dragon, obviously super excellent extender for dragons. It's a dark, also pretty good stats as well. I would say that this is a must-have, and I would say that it's a must-play at 3. We have the 1 Boot Sector launch to get off of Striker Dragon to summon out some more rockets. I would say that is mandatory as well. Actually, I would say that at least 1 is mandatory. I have played at 2 before, just so you can grab another one off the second Striker Dragon or something like that, or on like a following turn, because it is a pretty strong card allowing you to special summon your rockets.
but I found that the second one doesn't come up that much, so just one is fine. 3 Cypher, obviously a great play starter, ties into your Chaos package. I would say that this is pretty mandatory at 3. Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon, King of Dragons. Honestly, since the errata, obviously not as good, but still key extensions for the deck. Actually not too bad to just leave on board because of the high attack stat as well. So definitely want to have him in here. Black Metal Dragon helps you get into Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon, as well as so it has that generic extension, plus it's a level 1, you know, you can get into Striker or LP or Pisty or anything like that as well. And if you really, really wanted to, you could even equip it to Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon, give it that 600 attack boost. So I play that at 1. I have tried playing it at multiples before also, because just like I said, you can use it as your play starter and then also extend into Darkness Metal. But I found that that doesn't come up as much, and there were other cards that I would rather have, so I ended up just at 1. So now we're down into more of the generic cards. Well, I guess, so these 2 cards right here are World Legacy Guard Dragon. These are kind of the end of the Dragon packages. The biggest part of this, honestly, is allowing you to move LP to different zones. If you draw this in your opening hand and you know that you're going to be able to move LP, you're able to extend your combo much farther because you don't have to summon monsters just to get the link arrows where you need them to be. So make sure, I only have 2 here. This Lightning Storm could probably be another World Legacy Guard Dragon played at 3. Actually, I'm going to make that change right now because I actually meant to do that a while ago and never did. Why can't I type? There it is. So, yeah, so I would play 3 of them. They're a little pricey. Actually, this is one of the cards I don't have right now because I just haven't wanted to pay the money. I don't play Dragon like that much, even though I do really like Dragons and I do really like the deck, and obviously it's one of the best decks this format. I would say play it at least 2. 3 is nice. Like I said, it's an extender for your combo. Anyway, so now we can get into our more generic cards, our hand traps and such. I play the Driver Gamma package because it's just very strong. And it just hits everything. So I play that, and then I also play 3 Ash because it's also equally generic, and even though it's a low impact hand trap, it hits just about every deck that is being played right now. You can obviously switch out these hand traps for whatever decks you're playing against. If you're playing Bird Up, I have these Gidarla in the side deck. I also have a couple Lance in the side deck, just in case you're playing decks that banish, like Dinosaur or Virtual World or something like that. I also play, I main deck 2 Cosmic Cyclone because Eldritch is scary. And I also have this Lightning Storm down here, which could be a Cosmic Cyclone. But I think that, if anything, this deck doesn't have a whole lot of back row removal, if I'm remembering correctly. Obviously, like Borreload Savage Dragon and stuff have negates that you can use for back row, I believe. Yeah, it's a card or monster effect. So you're kind of protected from those, but there isn't really any back row removal. So when you're up against the back row deck, you want to have something to kind of go in there. And just like I said before, if you're not playing a lot of back row decks, you're not playing Eldritch, you're not playing Sky Strikers, you're not playing Ultra, but whatever other back row nonsense people are playing, go ahead and take out those Cosmic Cyclones, cycle in something else. Even though I'm not playing the Dragonmaid package in here because Dragonmaids are kind of expensive, and I kind of wanted this to be on a more budget end, more less mainstream. I don't have the Halki Fibrax engine. I don't have the Dragonmaid package. I don't have the Lance package in here. It's kind of just a Rocket Chaos Dragon Link deck. So with that being said, though, you can see that I have Dragonmaid Tidying in the side deck. So if you want to side those in, that's pretty generic, a generic pop. And it's a pretty strong card, especially with dragons. And that being said, it's not as strong if you're not playing Dragon Maids, because you can't then touch summon Dragon Maid or in hand or graveyard. So just keep that in mind. But even, trap cards are pretty good right now if you wanted to play into something like Parental Tribute, just to surprise your opponent out of nowhere, wipe the board. Obviously not great for Dragon Link, because your goal is to build up a board that your opponent can break. So if you have to get to the point where you're tributing your opponent, that also wipes your board. So take that into account. But especially in Dragon Link, your opponent's not expecting it. I think, especially if you get bricked, or if you get caught off guard or something in your hand, and you get hand trapped 3 times or something, and you don't build up the board you want, Torrential Tribute could be an interesting play. But I would say lean away from it. But I just had it in there just to see if it would fit in any situation. Anyhow, the last card in the main deck is the Call by the Grave, and that is just hand trap protection. And that's the only reason I have it in here, is hand trap protection. The deck can already play around hand traps like crazy, so honestly, just like the Monster Reborn, I like having Call by in there. It also hurts decks that need to get cards out of the graveyard, because you banish it and then they can't get access to it. And it's a quick effect, so you can use it on your opponent's turn and stuff too. So just keep that kind of stuff in mind. Also with this spell, it's actually more generic than it seems. But if you don't fret again about hand traps and you don't want to play it, then don't. You can put something else in there. So going into the extra deck, I think it's pretty standard Dragon Link stuff, so I'll just go through those first. 2 Striker, LP Pisty, 2 Hieratic, Seal of Heavenly Spheres, Romulus, Delindris, Quad Boral, Boral Sword Dragon. I think that's pretty typical lineup. Like I said, I don't play the Needlefiber engine with Lance or anything like that. I also do not play Triple Burst Dragon. I would rather play the World Legacy Guard Dragon and move LP around than play the Triple Burst. And on top of that, I would rather play high impact extra deck monsters like Appaloosa, Unchained Abomination, Boral Sword Dragon, Chaos Ruler, Chaotic Magical Dragon, Boral Savage Dragon, and Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss, because they have very good effects and very high attack that can help you actually build up a board against your opponent, whereas Turbo Burst just helps with, in some cases, get you the link arrows to make Pisty or LP work well. But say, for instance, I think Chaos Ruler is like $30 right now. If you didn't want to pay the money for Chaos Ruler, throw in a copy of Triple Burst in there. That's fine. This is another card that I actually don't own a copy of yet. So I actually have a Triple Burst in place of Chaos Ruler, just because it goes well with extending through here. There are lots of options for your extra deck, obviously. Cards that I have flexed in and out include the Chaos Ruler, the Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss, and the Appaloosa. Appaloosa is a great card, except that it's wind, it's not dark, and it's not a dragon. So I believe that it's dark. When you use Rocket Tracer, you're locked into dark monsters for the rest of the turn. So the turn you use Rocket Tracer's effect, you can't summon Appaloosa, which hurts because you want the Appaloosa out on your opening board, and using that effect helps you extend. Meanwhile, all the rest of these monsters, I think, are dark except for Spheres, but you get that out early, so it's not that big of a deal. And Romulus, you get that out early, so it's not that big of a deal. but the other monsters that you want on your end board are all dark, so it's you know, not locking you out of those. The Chaos Ruler and the Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss. If you're not going to play the Rocket Synchron, then there's not really an easy way to get into the Archfiend Abyss. So you could cut that out for something. The Chaos Ruler, really the only reason to not play it is money. So just keep that in mind for these. And I think that's about all I got. Please check out the video that I already uploaded if you want to see some test hands and combos. And if you like this video, make sure you like it down below. Make sure you subscribe to the page to see more stuff like this. I hope this was just a quick little deck list explanation to get your gears going about what you want in your Dragon Link deck, and I hope that it helped you as a starting point for Dragon Link. Check out the YGO Pro deck link down below to get access to this deck list and access to the file without having to type all these in. And happy deck building. I hope that you guys enjoy these. Look forward to the next list. I'm thinking about doing Shadal or Sky Striker as my next list, and I actually have all those cards in person, so that will be an in real life video instead of on EDO Pro. So look forward to that. I look forward to interacting with you guys more. Thanks for joining me, and have a great rest of your day.